one-on-one. Oster, very brown surfing image about him, and pretty fit and very solid young man.
I believe the only time they have any trouble, the only time they have trouble with him training on the Sunshine Coast is when the waves are up.
I can believe that. Well, that won't hurt his footwork.
So for anybody watching this tape overseas or anywhere in Australia, that's an in-house joke up here in Queensland that the Sunshine Coast is a very strong surfing community. Because of course if you live in Melbourne you wouldn't understand that joke.
That's right.
We have no surf down there.
Well, the knees certainly being brought into play very heavily here by both contenders. Referee separates them. Well, while some of these Australian fighters might find it pretty tough going against the experience of the Thais, they're certainly going to gain enormous experience in international competition out of this series.
Well, these boys are the forerunners. It's the first time this has been done. We want to see where we're at internationally. And these brave Brisbane boys have come out with a quarter of the experience. We've got here 80 fights compared to 18, I think it was. It's 300 times the experience. But Tony Hill from the Sunshine Coast has come down pretty tough on the line. We wouldn't do this in Australia normally. We match the fighters according to fights, but now we're going on an international market because Australian kickboxing is getting stronger, and we have to take this now. We've got to match ourselves against fighters with a lot more experience. And there's a very good exchange of knees here. Both guys got a good control with the hands. The referee feels he wants to break it up to get them fighting open again. He's entitled to do that after 10 seconds if he feels that the action is waning on the knees.
Tony Hill trying to the ground, but quite legally. Roll in again. Couple of good kicks in from Tony Hill. A couple of fairly solid body punches thrown there too by the Thai.
Yeah, I'm surprised, although in the corner a few are off centre, but just a couple of good body shots. But throwing to one hand all the time.
Some of the action here.
The Thais have got the experience, so it depends on the local boys if they've got the heart to keep going. They might wear the Thais down, but of course the Thais also get stronger as the fight progresses.
Absolutely. When, as you say, they train 6 hours a day, they're going to have plenty of stamina for the distance. Some good action here in the replay. There's the legs almost kicked out from under Tony. Tony Hill from Australia up against.
As you can see, it's certainly a physically active sport. Here's a different angle coming in again. Just look at the amount of action going on here compared to most of the fighting arts, any of the martial arts around the planet. This Thai boxing style is certainly action plus.
Yeah, the attack comes from everywhere, doesn't it?
You've got to be prepared to be hit with anything, from anywhere to anywhere.
All right, we're going to have a listen to what's happening in the Thai corner now. Well, I understood legs in there.
I understood. If you're not look better and win this fight, you know get Australian girl after the fight.
That sounds like a bribe. Oh, dear. Can you believe it? There's certainly plenty of massage work and heavy in on the preparation of fist legs. Now, this is, of course, a 2-minute break between the bouts to give the trainers the opportunity to work on their charges. Tony Hill looking reasonably relaxed and taking different type of instructions. Mouth guard back in as they get ready now for round 2. This is a welterweight bout in the Australia Thai Challenge Festival Hall in Brisbane. Round 2. Oh, good legs. That must have been the legs, I understood. Well, that's ripping the rug out from under you.
I don't think the Thai was mentioned an Australian girl. I think he was told to get out there and pick the pace up. They feel strong.
Yep.
This is unusual for Thai to go this hard in the second round. I think what the Thai trainer was saying, get on top of this Australian, go out and do something in the second round, because he's certainly out there putting full aggression on. And at the moment, Tony Hill's on the receiving end, but I've heard Tony's as tough as nails. That's the report that came down from the Sunshine Coast, that he'll be there. As long as he can possibly take it, he's going to keep hanging in.
Well, his trainer Joe Hilton's going to be impressed with his ability to take some punishment by the look of this, because he's copped a bit already, but he's coming back.
That was a nice turn up then by Tony Hill. Turned the Thai back into the corner. But just looking at the two, it looks to me like Tony's tiring a little bit more than the Thai. This is where the 80 fights and the 6 hours a day starts to pay off. Unless Tony can get a lucky shot, the Thai boxers from Thailand do not have the hand skills of the Western fighters. So if Tony's lucky, he may do some damage with punches. Other than that, he's going to continue getting... Here he is, coming again for the attack.
It's difficult to be able to get inside to throw those punches, isn't it?
Very difficult to get inside the wall. He got a good straight left in then. With a good right hand to the Thai.
Missed him.
Oh, Tony's come strong again. A very strong lead left, but missed. But he's come back in this grapple very, very strong.
He's tough. He is tough.
It looked to me a moment ago like Tony was starting to tire, but he's taken a deep bite and he's come back.
With those knees working overtime. Well, the Tony Hill fans are certainly not going to be disappointed with the performance from the local boy. He's shown tons of courage in there. He looks as though he's got plenty of strength, but boy, there's a lot of experience that he's up against. All right, well, have a look at some of this heavy work that went in between both of these fighters.
I felt Tony Hill did slow down a bit during the first half of the round, but if this is a slow motion clip from the second half, he came back really strong. Not necessarily to get the points, but at least to show face that he's here to get it on with the Thai boxer.
3 of 5 3-minute rounds in this international challenge between Thailand and Australia at Festival Hall in Brisbane. Plenty of heavy work going in.
Nice left
Tony
and right
Hill's
by
going
Tony.
in.
Everybody kick. The Thai's coming back. The Tony's in there with a punch. Tony Hill going low with the knee, up with the punches. Look at Tony Hill putting on the fight of his life here. Tried there for a trip, which is illegal. Referee didn't pick him up.
Well, he's prepared to have a go at it. And the Thai corner are going berserk. They're telling him, get in there, boy.
I don't think the punches at the Thai are worrying Tony Hill. Tony Hill's got a very confident look in his eye. He knows he's in for a war, but I do not think the Thai is worrying Tony with the punches.
He's a strong lad, Tony Hill from the Sunshine Coast. And what would be, without doubt, his first international bout. And boy, he's putting up a good one. Oh, good punch coming in from the Thai, fist flex.
I don't think Tony's worried about those punches. Comes back with a knee.
Referee calling on the break. Get him out of the corner.
Left and right by Tony. On the left by Tony.
Well, Pistlev certainly under a bit of pressure in this round.
Well, this is Tony's round all the way. He can even draw it up on this if he gets this at 10-8. Good right hand by the Thai.
Thai wanting now to get in close there. Well, Pistlex is going to know he's been in a fight by the end of the 5 rounds tonight by this stage. Big knee coming up. And again, and again.
I think the knees are worrying Tony more than the punches. Looks to me like Tony Hill has got no respect for the Thai's punches, but I think he's still getting the effect from those knees. Little wink to Malcolm Anderson then from Tony Hill. He's not perturbed about this round. This is Tony's round.
Well, he looked straight at you, Bob, when he was on the ground there, and he's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. His eyes are as clear as ever they can be. He knows he's putting in a good one. What a great start. Oh, yes.
Beautiful left jab by Tony Hill. Just missing with the right hand.
Ties down, but it was a slip. Oh, and he's in again. Those head punches are going to start to hurt.
Tony wants to turn into a boxing match.
Oh, he's walking into him. This is a sensation. Tony Hill is really pummeling the head of Fist Leg.
Listen to this crowd. They're going berserk for Tony Hill.
And well, they might.
Kick to the face and a right hand from Tony. The Thai comes back with a body punch, and there's those knees. Tony back with his own, which wasn't very effective. Tony's knees are not effective, but his hands certainly are. There's an uppercut from Tony Hill, and another uppercut.
Yes, the Thai's major weapon is that knee, but boy. Hill's a sensation. He still looks bright and fresh.
I think Tony Hill came down from the Sunshine Coast fully prepared to put a hard fight on and thinking, maybe I haven't got much hope, but I'm going to fight my heart out. But he's got a hope here. Tony Hill has got a chance of pulling this off. He's very strong in his round again.
What a sensation this would be. Oh, he's got him again with that left. He looks as though he's groggy, Fist Leg. If Hill can get him with the punches, he's got him. Not getting up as fresh as he did in the first couple of rounds. This fourth round is again a sensation. Fist Leg's head is wide open and Tony Hill is taking every advantage with it. He's really worked on it.
Well, the Thai's come back strong in the last 30 seconds, but Tony's still hanging in. He's still fighting.
There's the bell for another sensational round as the boxers are... Here's some of the action once again from round 4, and look at the water spray off the head of Fist Leg. Tony Hill has really punished his head. There's going to the deck. No count needed, it was only a slip. Back in the ring, and they're working on the Thai fighter, Fist Leg. Getting a little fresh, and he needs it. Gee, this would be a sensation if he knocks him over, Bob.
Oh, I really feel that I think at the end of the third round he drew the score, and there's a big chance he pulled a point. Tony Hill at this point in time, at the beginning of the fifth round, Tony Hill could possibly be a point in front on the fight. So if he can come back aggressive in the fifth round, we just might beat our first ever Thai boxer beat in our country.
Well, there you go. And
Tony Hill might be the first one to do it.
You see Hill working not only on the head, but he got in a good kick to the face of Fist Legs there as well.
He just needs to slow down a bit. He could have placed that uppercut much better there. He's punching a little bit too fast. He should be just slowing down a little bit. And if he had that uppercut on the buttons, then the Thais are not used to taking head punishment like normal Western boxers because they spend so much time with every other weapon. They are not as tuned to taking punishment to the head. And you'll notice every time Tony gets a good hand on, the Thai doesn't like it. But when the Thai punches Tony, Tony couldn't care less. He does not respect the Thai boxer's hands.
Round 5 coming up, the final round in this welterweight international bout. Fist Legs from Thailand fighting Tony Hill of the Sunshine Coast in Australia. And you better believe there's a real chance of an absolute boil-over here.
Well, I gave the first 2 rounds to the tie by 1 point. I gave the third round to Tony Hill by 2 points, and the fourth round by 1. On my card, Tony Hill is ahead on 1 point coming into the last round. And he's left and right. And a left jab again from Tony Hill. That's what he needs to do. Keep away and slow down slightly and place his punches better, like he's doing right now.
Oh,
big left hand, and a right hand, and a low kick, and left and right. Tony's knocking up the points again. If he can keep this up, he's going to win this fight.
Oh, well, they are in the corner, been called on by the referee to... Oh, he's letting them go. The knee coming up again. He moves in now to separate them. What a fight this is.
I think the Thai senses he's got a problem because they know the fight game is even better than we do, and they know the Thai's got problems. Look at those judges, look at the seconds in the Thai's corner. They're almost having heart attacks. They sense they're going to lose this fight. And every second from Thailand, there are 5 seconds, all screaming campaigns.
This would be something they did not anticipate.
2, 4, 6, 7. There are 7 seconds in the Thailand corner, all screaming.
Exchange of punches, a strong knee at Lasola. Look at the seconds, they're going out of their minds as well, they might. They can see a boil-over coming up, there's every possibility.
Tony can't afford to let the Thai get too many knees in. They're high-scoring points. If he allows them to throw too many knees, that could be a problem for us. But overall, I'm still confident. I think Tony Hill's going to pull this one off. A right hand by Tony.
Punching.
Left hand by Tony Hill. Uppercut by Tony Hill. There's the Thai leaning with that left and throwing the right. They are not hurting Tony. The Thai needs to keep using his knees to level the points on this. That's what he needs. And he's doing it.
And Hill walks up to him and says, come and get some more.
What about the raw courage of Tony Hill in this fight?
Unbelievable guts. 30 seconds to go in the round. 30 seconds to go. And Hill's still walking up to him.
Tony Hill's corner has 2 people reserved and watching. There are now 8 seconds in the Thailand corner. Screaming, they sense they're going to lose this.
And Hill even throwing in the kicks now. There's the ring. There it is. Break it up. It's all over. What a sensation. The crowd rises to their feet. They know they've seen something special here. Kistlex, the second Thai welterweight champion, against Tony Hill, who's had 18 fights against 80 fights for the Thai, and they have seen something extra.
Look at the Thai trainers, they're very happy with that.
Here's another replay.
They've come a long way, and they've got a war in their hands. The Thais are now congratulating Tony, even without the scorecard. Look at those punches of Tony Hill. Right on the button. The only thing he lost a couple of points in this round was the extra knees from the Thai, but it'll be interesting to see whether the judges go with the damage Tony did with the hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. It goes to the blue corner, Kistlex.
The only thing I can think is the judges have gone for the knees.